Brother Kadash, giving on praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakadash. This is just, some world news about the Pentagon. It says they failed their seventh audit in a row and they're unable to account for like billions of dollars, which is just crazy because just imagine you have a business and you get audited by the IRS and you unable to account for some things or prove some things to them. Man, they'll take everything you got. They seize bank accounts. They'll come in your house, take all your electronics. I've seen it happen to people, literally. So it's crazy how pretty much they too big to fail. Like they get to do what they want to do. And this comes down to the banks. This comes down to big car dealerships. This comes down to, it's showing you America really is classless. I mean, it's all about classism because it's about how powerful you is, right? But I believe that a lot of that money is going towards war, World War III. And I believe that that's where we're going. That's where we're heading to. They're trying to sabotage Trump real quick by getting us pretty much started in World War III, some things that they probably was holding back on. And then Trump's going to get in office and then we're going to see how great he is. He's going to have to answer to all these things that, the administration, Biden's administration right now, that he's setting all these traps for Trump, and that Trump's going to have to get in and clean up all these things. But I believe that, things are going to go way left. Even if things look like it's getting better for a little bit, then we believe things is going to go way down and it's going to get destroyed. But let's let this play.
We will, of course, see them take place throughout the inauguration, January 20th. The Pentagon, meanwhile, failing its seventh audit in a row, Congresswoman. They're unable to account for nearly $830 billion budget. I mean, let me just say that again. They are unable to account for an $830 billion budget. This is insanity. The Undersecretary of Defense, Comptroller, claims that the department is making progress toward a clean audit in 2028. I want to get your take on what the heck is going on at the Pentagon as we first hear from co-leader of the incoming Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, Vivek Ramaswamy joined me yesterday. Watch. You expecting to close down entire agencies like President Trump has talked about the Department of Education, for example? Are you going to be closing down departments?
We expect mass reductions. We expect certain agencies to be deleted outright. We expect mass reductions in force in areas of the federal government that are bloated. We expect massive cuts among federal contractors.
So you having war pretty much on every front. Like you're going to have wars of the people. You got wars between people and the government. You're going to have race wars. You're going to have class wars between the rich and the poor. You got wars going on in the spirit between woman and man. You know what I mean? You got wars between countries. You're going to have wars between cities, wars between states. You got all of this coming, right? And this is all leading us to the end times, to that end day, to Yahweh's return, the second death of fire and brimstone, to World War III, right? It says, this is Revelation chapter 8, verse 13. I behold and heard an angel flying through the midst of the heavens, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpets of the three angels which are yet to sound. So it says, whoa, whoa, whoa. It says it three times. That stands for World War III. Because even when you jump down to Revelations 9, and then let's just go straight to the point, verse 12, it says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So Revelations 9 is kind of explaining some things that happened in World War I. And that's why it's saying one woe is past, the same thing as saying World War I has passed, and it was two more to come. And then you get to the second one, but then you get to a future prophecy, which we are at today, with this future world war that's coming, which is going to be, it's a lot of different names. You call it Armageddon, World War III, the end times war. You got a war in the heavens. They call it different things, but this is what's, let me see, I'm looking for a precept. This is what it all is coming down to. Right. So Revelation chapter 5, right. Because this is where we're going to give thanks to. Verse 12, saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive the power and the riches and the wisdom and the strength and the honor and the glory and the blessing. And every creature which is in heaven or earth and under the earth and are such in the sea and all that are in them heard I saying, blessing and honor and glory and power be unto that sitteth upon the throne and the Lamb forever and ever. And the four beasts said Amen, and the 24 elders fell down and worshiped him that liveth forever and ever. Right now, I want to jump to Revelation 6, but I'm just going to get straight to the point, right? Which is verse 15. And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and free men hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains. So today we're not going to say dens and the rocks and the mountains. You're going to say bunkers, right? So this is, and it says the kings of the earth, right? And the great men, rich men. So it's pretty much alluding to World War III happening and missiles being dropped on people, because that's why they're hiding in the mountains. They're hiding from the missiles. They're hiding in the bunkers from getting hit by missiles, right? It says, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So the missiles, which we could call it the second death by fire and brimstone. That fire and brimstone is going to come by the way of nuclear missiles. This is the reason why the Lord gave man the ability and the technology to create something like a nuclear missile. He didn't give the world that strong power for no reason. It's set for an appointed time to be used, and that's going to be used. That's going to be the fire and brimstone in the second death. And then people are going to hide in their bunkers, of course, trying to escape it for World War III. And then that's when the end's going to come in. So we get in there, we just got to keep the faith. This is just a quick little update on some news that's been going on with that. I'm going to say salvation to the election.